Sometimes you will ask a question and you don't get the answer back that you were hoping for. Now, you have three options here. You could then just ask the same question again, you could ask it in a different way, or you could ask it in a transparent way with signposting explaining why you're asking the question. Now, an example could be if a patient says they've been ill for a couple of weeks, you get the impression from the open start, what the patient's saying, that maybe it was actually one infection 2 weeks ago and now they've got a completely new infection now, but you've been struggling to pin them down to an answer. So you could say something along the lines of, so what's really important here is we try and work out whether this is a completely new infection that's just started or one infection that started 2 weeks ago and has never got better. Now, with this, you're making a statement that it's important, and then you're stating the aim of the question. Now, you don't have to say anything else. You don't have to make it into a question. It's a questioning technique. So you could just stop, say the statement, pause, and then allow the patient to talk after that. And often that's all you need. You could ask a fully open question at the end, such as, what do you think? Or you could give a more directed open question. So something like, how much better did you feel last week before the symptoms worsened again? Generally, it's best to be as open as possible, and then if needed, you could be more focused with more directed questions, moving to closed questions, coming to a tip of the cone. So you may have heard before the idea of cone questioning, where you start open and then you focus down to the tip, and at the tip your aim is to have an answer to the question that you were intending. Now, by being transparent with the signposting, both you and the patient know what the aim of the questioning is. They know, you know where the tip is going to. If you know, but the patient doesn't know what that tip is, what the aim of the question is, then it's completely luck whether or not the patient aims at that tip, and when they don't, that's when you get irrelevant answers or less relevant answers and less efficient consultations. Despite your signposting, sometimes a patient may go off at a tangent and may be giving answers that aren't exactly relevant to that tip. Now, which is okay, that will often be good information. Because you've signposted, it will be a lot easier to bring them back. So generally, it's best to let the information flow, and then at the opportune moment, you may say something like, thank you for that. If it's okay, I'd like to come back to that in a minute, but for now, can we have a look at working out whether this is a new infection or not? So with that kind of statement, you're acknowledging that what they said was important, you're reassuring you will be talking about that, but you're bringing them back to where you were before. You're bringing back to the cone, and because you'd already stated the aim, it's much easier to redirect back. You could redirect them a lot earlier back to your cone, but it really depends on the state of the consultation. So factors like how good is your rapport, how effectively how damaging would it be to cut the person off, what's the state of your overall clinic, how relevant do you think the information was, and generally more information the better, but sometimes you have to be realistic. So see how you get on with that. So be looking out in your consultations when you ask a question and then you don't get the answer, you think, this is important. If it was worth asking, it's worth clarifying. So don't give up. Make sure you get the answer to the question you were looking for, but think, okay, either I haven't asked it in the right way or the person doesn't understand why I've asked it. I need to do some signposting to work out, to let the patient know what's that tip, what are we aiming for, and hopefully then you'll get a more relevant, time efficient answer. Good luck.